What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast, episode 267. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trav.
We're riding the Snapchat filters in front of a subway train with Adam.
I love it. This week we watched Morbius.
Finally, dude, it's Morbid time. It
Matt
is
Smith's
Morbid
clothes so
time.
baggy. Y'all
Because he
notice
was
that?
sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, what did they? I mean, guys, what did they do? This was the weirdest episode of Doctor Who ever.
Yeah,
that's
right.
wild, dude. Whenever he comes over to see him for the first time, so whenever they are seeing each other in the little hospital, he's like, "We're gonna be getting our oil changed 2 times, 3 times a day forever." I'm
Yeah,
like, so this got to be the Matt Smith character here.
right.
And then I kind of figured, like, when I saw what was going on, I was like, he's definitely gonna be the bad guy because he's gonna I can't give you this, man. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
Even though I
Oh,
can fly
his
and do echolocation.
his bad lieutenant decision was all the way back in childhood because you knew he was the bad guy when he smacked that kid with that crutch.
Yeah.
But whenever he comes over and sits down and to get, tell him to go out to the ocean and do the thing, he's like, let's take a walk. And I'm like, the last thing y'all need to be doing is
Yeah.
walking anywhere.
Yeah, for
Let's
real,
just talk
right?
here,
Yeah.
I mean,
I just thought that was strange.
So I kind of got long-winded with Adam earlier, but this script should have been met with somebody else to co-write it, and they incorporate Spider-Man, and this should have been held off as a Spider-Man sequel.
Or at least have
Uh,
Spider-Man in it. God damn,
like hear me out, Griff.
All right.
So post No Way Home,
Mm-hmm.
we have a forgotten Peter Parker. He's just Spider-Man doing Spider-Man things. And if you remember, one of the key things of No Way Home was that he didn't fight the enemies; he was trying to help them.
Yeah.
So, add about 45 minutes of film to this movie, where you have the Spider-Man plot of dealing with that. I'm holding back a sneeze, guys, so I might interrupt in a second. But but anyway, have him grappling with that. Have Morbius play out as it did.
Yeah.
You have Morbius contracting becoming the vampire and everything. You have him and his friend have their conflict going on. Well, Morbius is caught up in losing control and feeding, kind of take it a little, steer him a little more to where he's not just full on, I can't do that,
Yeah.
Have him to where he's feeding as well, but he's trying to contain it. But Milo is doing murders that's getting him wrapped up in it, and Spider-Man's investigating it because he's still going to be Spider-Man.
Right.
While Spider-Man's encountering Morbius and fighting him through their dialogue, have Spider-Man get in on knowing what's going on and kind of pay homage to the animated Spider-Man episode of Morbius because it was like a two-parter and it was great. And this would have been like a great little one-off Spider-Man sequel, but they did that, stripped it of Spider-Man, and we got this shit.
Well, okay. So to be fair, the movie wasn't terrible. Okay.
I mean, and that's the thing. That's something I was waiting for y'all to say too, because it wasn't. I didn't find myself like going, "Oh God, what?" Like we've seen far worse films than this
Oh,
on
yeah.
the pod
Absolutely.
alone.
Yeah.
But no, it was not great.
Well, I mean, I put it right there with Venom, dude. Like, I didn't feel like that Venom movie was fucking anything special. Like, I thought it was okay, but like this falls right in line with that. I mean, it just feels like it almost feels out of place, and it feels like they could have done other things in this film to give it a little bit more of an interesting dynamic and a little bit more of a unique identity. Like, here's what I would have loved to happen. This is something that I mentioned to Adam and Corey the other night. Like, they missed an incredible opportunity, in my opinion, by not really. They could have honed in on like him injecting himself with shit instead of the turn happening rapidly. They should have like done what they did with The Fly, where you see him slowly breaking down into becoming what he is going to be forever. You know what I mean?
Like a legitimate origin.
Yeah. And if they would have took inspiration from The Fly, but also had taken some inspiration from like Nosferatu and things
Yeah.
like that,
Origin.
and and molded it into something that would is not really new, not really groundbreaking, but a very interesting angle at which to capture this moment in time for this character. Because at the end of the day, the Morbius story has always, for the most part, somewhat been a tragedy, right?
Yeah.
And you see them trying to like put those notes of tragedy out there, but like, what does he really lose? Like, you know what I'm saying? What does he? Yes, he has this disease. Yes, his mission in life is to cure this disease by whatever means possible. Yes, the cure for the disease does cure him, but it makes him a monster. But does it really make him a monster
Well,
though?
couldn't he like
Like,
go out and just fucking kill bad people? You know what I mean?
exactly, like an
Because he's got
anti-hero.
the
Yeah.
echolocation. He could just sit there and listen for somebody like mugging a lady and then be like, it's Morbin time, motherfucker, you know,
Yeah,
and suck
exactly.
their blood. I mean,
Yeah.
And I guess that would highlight probably what the biggest issue of the movie is that he's a vampire, but they marveled the shit out of him. Where,
super good
you
cast.
know, we just get like it cuts right to one slow-mo fog fight scene after the other, which
Mhm.
wasn't awful.
Cool effect.
Well, yeah, but it was, I mean, it had I mean, it suffers the 300 syndrome, you know?
Yeah, for sure, right.
Every fucking time it would be like, fight, 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 quick, quick, quick. Like, it would be
Yeah.
nice if there were moments where you don't see it, you don't see what's going on because it is happening so fast.
Yeah. And I don't know, man. It's you know how they approached Joker in a kind of different way. And they gave you a movie that you really weren't expecting by any stretch of the imagination that kind of taken you by surprise. If they would have done that with this, I think it would have been far better, far well received. Like I think that it wouldn't be a meme. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think any of that stuff would have been like the way that it is now. But they marveled the shit out of it. You're absolutely right. And then the things that they did work in there that was kind of cool was like the artificial blood thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that not the perfect catalyst to have Blade introduced into
It
this whole
is.
equation? Like
Well,
if
I mean, that's a great idea. But I was thinking that, the artificial blood, like that could have been the catalyst, like you're saying. But, to kind of add to that, my little head fiction going on with the Spider-Man shit is that like the Stark tech, you know, can help break down all that stuff and enhance it and you know, make it to where it's still gonna be a minute before he's cured.
yeah, yeah,
But he can still be the character that,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
There's a lot of
But
more
I agree with a lot of your ideas though, man. Like they could have toned it down and not toned it down, but they could have ramped up the horror aspect a little more.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they could have went full body horror with it too. They could have done a nice mixture of gothic, vampiric horror, and body horror and wrapped it all up into one thing because, like, he should have been the one that killed the girl, right? Like, that should have happened. That should have been part of the tragedy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a couple of missed opportunities and miscues here where, like, he should have been the one he should have killed Milo, but accidentally turned Milo. Milo shouldn't have got a hold of the serum. Milo should have been because of Morbius. That should have been Morbius's creation or Morbii. How do you pluralize Morbius? Morbii's creation? But you know what I mean? Like if they would have went that route where he kills the girl, that's on, tragedy. He kills Milo, creates a villain that's even stronger than he is,
Best
tragedy.
friend.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, right?
Oh,
I
So
mean,
tragedy.
yeah, flipping their endings around would have been a little better. I agree.
yeah, I mean there's a lot.
Instead of the let's have a final kiss, I'm gonna nick it and go, make it count, big boy.
Yeah, right. So
That blood really got his shit going though, didn't it? Like
I
I
know,
mean,
he
dude,
was
he went and
fucking
straight dabbed on him.
yeah. And like I said, I mean, I felt the same way about Venom. There's a lot of missed opportunities, especially when you're not setting it in the Spider-Man universe. But there's a lot that they could have done with it. There's a lot that they did do with it that I wasn't expecting. But there's a lot more that they could have done with the character to make it interesting, and it could have still held on its own fairly well. But it's just like, to me, it feels like Sony doesn't want to push the envelope in that way. They just want to find whatever character is a buzzword and try to adapt
I think
a
it's worse than that, man. I
a
think
gen
it's I think it's a case of a company that knows that this is a way to keep their competition from reaching its max potential.
yeah,
Because even like there's so many characters that Marvel Studios has control over that they haven't used or aren't going to use, stories that they'll never touch. Like that's a reality. But being able to hinder them of an option, and especially of an option that includes a character like Morbius, which is he's not he's not necessarily like a household name villain like a lot of the heroes have, but at the same time, for some of the more like folks our age who grew up watching like the animated Spider-Man, who might not necessarily read any Morbius plot lines in the comic books, and being able to keep that one extra option from that. It's about money, and it's about retaining the rights and being able to remain competitive in some fashion,
yeah,
with really not a lot of concern for how fandom operates.
yeah,
Because Sony and Warner Brothers, I mean, hell, some can even argue with Disney in some respects. I mean, they don't give a fuck. They're all in the business of making money.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of things here that could have been done differently. And like I said, I didn't hate the movie. Like I told those guys the other night, this to me is something that should, in my opinion, live on like Rocky Horror Picture Show, where
I see it getting a following eventually. Now, for good or bad, I mean, who's to say? But I see these series of movies that they're gonna, because there's gonna be more of this shit. There's gonna be the next villain spinoff film, if that even,
yeah,
who that could be, whatever.
well, Craven's who they're working on right now, and Madam
And
Web.
s- so I mean, there's no end in sight.
Yeah,
But I feel like these are gonna be those movies that sit on the shelf, that they're either on there because you genuinely like them for their over the topness, for the bad movie making decisions, and then those that have it just for the meme.
well, and I could see myself hanging out with some people, maybe drinking, putting this on as background noise. Everybody stops what they're doing for a couple of minutes and watches the screen and watches like the craziness that's going on, and then go back to talking and hanging out. You know what I mean? Like I could definitely see this as something that would be put on. It's really good background noise. It's not, you know, it's not going to be at risk of running anybody off. Like, you know what I mean? But like at the same time, like people can sit there and watch it and enjoy it for what it is, or they can just have it as background noise. Like it's kind of perfect for that. And like I could see myself having people over at the house and just putting Morbius on and just like not really poking fun at it, but just kind of like in the back of your mind snickering every now and
Oh,
then. It's like,
there gonna
what?
be some laughing.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
yeah.
but
What's crazy, man, is the Doctor Strange movie had more horror in it than
yeah,
of this vampire movie.
exactly.
Like,
Did you guys even did you guys happen to notice that moment in the movie where him and Milo are fighting, and like I think it's the stairs, like they knock each other, like they matrix fight for like 3 blocks,
in the subway.
and then they hit the ground, and the guy and Morbius goes, "I don't want to fight you, Milo,"
Yeah.
and They've already just wrecked like an entire subway tunnel.
Yeah. Oh, they were fucking shit up, and Milo was like laughing. I'm like, are you doing this? Like, get on his good side. Like him dancing and getting ready.
Yeah, right. I
Well,
was
no,
like, whoa.
him walking out of the prison when he's leaving Lido for the first
Oh
time,
yeah.
and I'm like, are
Little
they
Kaiser
straight up?
Soze moment.
Yeah, I was like, are
Yeah.
they straight
Yeah.
doing the usual suspects right now?
Yeah. So,
He's like, this sort of gets you by. Those a little thing of
yeah.
blood down, like they let him go in there with that.
Yeah.
Dude, the way that dude was acting, the fact that they're like, he's a monster, he's been killing people, they ain't letting nobody go in there with him.
No.
That's bullshit. Like,
Well, and not only that, but it's like these cops, man, why the fuck did they take him to the regular ass jail? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, they should have carried him somewhere else. Like, and if I'm Morbius in that situation and be like, look, I went out to international waters. I experimented with this
Yeah.
thing. It's turned me into a monster. I need blood in order to not like freak out and start dying and all this shit. So maybe put me somewhere else. Maybe go by the fucking research lab and pick up some of this blood and
Hmm.
like give me some medical equipment so I can fix this situation. But no, dude, we're too fast, too furious up in this bitch. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like, come on,
He
man.
should have
Like,
been
Fast to
like a Hannibal
Morbius.
Lecter cube.
yeah, exactly. I mean, he was out. That's the quickest turnaround. Unless you're a snitch, that's the quick you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, he was in and out, dude. And I don't know. It's just a lot of questionable decisions. Not a terrible movie. Like, I don't think that it's as bad, anywhere near as bad as what people online are trying to like make it out to be.
No.
It's just it's an easy target, right?
Yeah.
But the issue, I think, also is that regardless of what studio is handling the property, it's a Marvel product now, and just like Disney, it's established a bar.
Yeah.
And these movies, these are the movies right now that are getting people in a theater. I mean, up until like Maverick and shit, but for the most part, you know, uh, Doctor Strange, uh, the Eternal, all the movies that No Way Home, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Like those movies were the ones that were getting asses in the seats, and this movie's under that banner. And even with Venom, and sure, you can write off Sony and go, yeah, it's going to be a Sony one, but at this point, with the type of deals and interactions those companies have had with Disney, there should be no dip in quality now.
No, dude.
and
Absolutely
and
not.
it's there. And I guess what you got to laugh at it, because it's got to make some people mad when a trip to the movies for some folks could be like a $30 thing,
Yeah.
$40. I mean, hell, 100 if you're taking your whole family or something.
Yeah.
Well, like this, remember at the end of the Eternals, you hear Blade.
Yeah.
You hear him like just say something. Wouldn't this have been a
Yeah.
better movie to introduce him in?
Yeah.
Even if it
Yes.
was just a scene like that, it
Yeah.
makes way more sense for him to be in this one. But you were
Yeah.
Because
talking
like,
about the other night, the synthetic blood. Wasn't that in Blade? They had like
Yeah,
some
he was shooting.
synthetic blood. Yeah.
Yeah. He
well,
was shooting up.
So he
the
could have showed
interesting
up, be like,
thing
I've got the
about
blood situation worked out. Something like,
what makes it work with Blade is because you got to think too. As popular as Blade's become now, and as popular as that movie was when the first one dropped, Blade's backstory can kind of just be written however the fuck it wants, because it wasn't really a long printed comic at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And because of
So,
that, you could inject him in any property.
yeah.
Sure, it might alter, whatever, but it not really.
Yeah. Well, and it's like missed opportunities. They could have either had, okay, let's take a couple of examples here. Blade, Morbius developing the synthetic blood for Blade, also figuring out that it has properties that can help people that have certain diseases. Okay, there's one thing. Another thing is Blade is getting the synthetic blood. He's kind of known by Morbius. Morbius takes a blood sample from Blade, uses the blood sample as a way to synthesize down a possible cure. Blade is the one that creates the vampire. Blade is the one that is the vampire hunter. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they could have done a ton of things just with that one character alone to tie it in to where like and at the end of the day, for me, Morbius, like, okay, he's traditionally a Spider-Man villain. But does it make more sense to be a Spider-Man villain or to be a Blade villain in the cinematic universe? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So
For
like
sure, man.
I don't know, there's like I said, a lot of missed opportunities in this situation. And then you could have injected, could you imagine if Blade and Morbius were fucking shit up and Spider-Man has to show up? Like he shows up to try to like figure out what the fuck is going on and get this situation under control. And then you have almost a three-way free for all in New York going on where you have Spider-Man fighting Blade, Spider-Man fighting Morbius, Morbius fighting Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like that would have been fucking insane if he would have just showed up to be like, "Hey, what the fuck is going on here?" And like that just be it. That just be all there is to it. But like, no, we get them bring the Vulture, which was an incredible villain for that first Spider-Man movie, and drop him into this other world. You know
Split
what I'm
second.
saying? And it's
Yeah.
like, why would they do that, man?
How did he get his suit?
That's the
Mhm.
thing. Like, he got his tech from the Shatari, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how the fuck did he? And it was a different color, but different color doesn't mean that it's going to work the same. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
like
what
at
the
the
fuck is
movie, he's
this?
just bam, I'm in a prison all of a sudden, and he's like, not supposed to be in here. Let me out, you know?
Yeah,
And then he
yeah,
shows up in that suit, and it's like, where the fuck did you get that?
yeah,
That was short notice.
yeah. We got some
I thought he
fucking
was going to be in the movie longer than that when I saw that he was going to be in it.
yeah, right. Well, and the scenes that they show in the trailer were cut from the movie. Like him and Morbius run into each other in the prison. That wasn't in the movie.
That was not in the movie.
So, like, what? Ah, they're phoning it in, dude. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible film. I put it on par with Venom,
You're
and
right.
I'm hoping that I'm hoping the next Venom movie is going to be better. Like I thought the first Venom was much better than Let There Be Carnage. In
For
my like,
sure.
Well, this one had more blood in it. It
I,
was just in bags.
exactly right, yeah. So, and like the thing with the body horror, like I hated the way that they did his face.
The way that it sunk in on the sides.
Well, the way that like, all right, he injects himself with the shit. He freaks out. He gets Morbius face, and then if he's okay, he's got regular face.
Yeah.
Like, no, that should have been part of the transformation. He's hideous,
Yeah.
But,
Make him
like,
that way.
it's, all every time he would, like, yell at someone and his face would change, I
Yeah.
always would think of that scene when fucking Bilbo's trying to get the ring back from Frodo, and he's like, "Give it to me," and his face is all fucked up, you know?
Yeah,
And he's like, "I'm sorry.
yeah.
I gotta go. It's my 70th birthday."
It's yeah, like I said, it wasn't terrible, wasn't the greatest. Could still find myself popping this on from time to time and checking it out. You know what I mean? Like I still feel like that there's some redeeming qualities for the film. Um, but that's about where I stand. It's definitely a half-star film for
Half
me.
star.
I mean,
Yeah.
Leto's performance was great. Matt Smith's performance was great. Even the doctor that I've seen in a thousand other things, you know what I mean? His performance was great. The chick, I mean, she was just kind of there,
Yeah.
like she was in a coma for about half the movie. It's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But all in all, it was decent. It was enough. But my expectations for this movie were incredibly low going into it. So I think I was just pleasantly surprised by a ton of stuff.
Yeah. Especially with all the trolling. Because it was like, damn, is it that bad?
Yeah.
So I
And
just
then
went
like,
in like, this is going to be terrible. And it
yeah.
was like, oh,
And
okay. Kind of
the way
helped it.
they did the effects, man.
It was cool.
Them moving and it looked like paint was like
Yeah.
dripping off of them and stuff was fucking awesome. Like I haven't seen effects like that done in a film. I think I've seen it in video games and stuff, but not like that, you know? But
Was a new touch to the bullet time.
yeah, right. And, you know, it was a half star
What'd y'all
film.
think
I don't
about his little bat snow globe? That would get on
Yeah,
my
I know.
nerves in there. That thing's just fluttering all the time.
Yeah,
It's like, okay.
yeah, yeah. Can we calm it down?
Yeah.
And then him at the end, like, how did the bats get out?
Yeah.
Right? And then how does he control the bats? Why can't Matt Smith control the bats? His whole
Yeah.
thing is like, I'm Brundlefly. I'm
Yeah.
gonna figure out like what kind of powers and shit that I have. And then
Like the
like he learns,
echolocation,
yeah.
which was
But
cool the
all
way
of it,
that looked. Like,
yeah, right. I wish that they'd do something like that for Daredevil. But but then all of a sudden, like bats are gonna show up and he's gonna be able to control the bats.
yeah. Like he couldn't
Well,
kick Milo's ass, but the bats can.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know?
Like
That
what?
was kind of
Yeah. I don't know. Had some cool parts, but all in all, it was fine.
yeah.
So Obi-Wan.
New shit has
Finally
come to
watched
light.
Yeah, finally watched Obi-Wan today, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's been a great series so far.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I don't know if we were talking about it on here, if we were just talking about it like whatever, about like when's Christensen gonna show up? Like what's
Mm-hmm.
his involvement? You know, they've got the voice of James Earl Jones, they've got an 8 foot tall person in
Yeah.
the Vader costume. Like he showed up that one time, you know, when they were walking across that one planet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I like how they did the flashback. I like how they made it a point where when that flashback was happening, it was all of the perspective of like this is what Anakin's thinking about. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it correlated with what Obi-Wan was saying, but it focused more so on Anakin. You know what I mean? Like it was interesting the way they did that. And I like,
They didn't shy away from the fact that they know how each other think.
oh yeah, for sure, right.
Like
And
that
then
like that level of bond they had as friends and a student and teacher, you know.
yeah. And then like Vader single-handedly, and I mean one hand, stops this fucking ship from taking off,
Yeah.
slams it to the ground and just starts peeling this bitch apart like with a can
Like a
opener.
yeah,
Yeah. But couldn't grab the one behind it.
Yeah, right. Nah.
Wasn't strong enough.
straight up did some Star Killer shit.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like he beats this chick's ass with the force.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
dude. Whenever first off, she was an idiot for taking him on alone.
yeah, right.
Uh and the minute I saw her getting ready to strike, and when she goes down, he stops it. I was like, "Oh, here comes the ass beating!" Like
Yeah.
because like I've been telling you, and I think they teased it with this. Vader's gonna fucking kill all those guys, man. It's gonna be
Yeah.
he's gonna have his own personal Order 66, man.
Yeah.
What was funny was even the head of what they call Inquisitor. He's
Yeah,
still
the Grand
alive. The guy
Inquisitor.
with the headphones.
Yeah.
Like they've been playing her this whole time.
Yeah, of
Like,
course, right.
Dude,
well, like she's had
dude,
those thoughts, man. She was a fucking a little Jedi. Like what they call them?
The
The ones in
younglings.
training. Yeah,
the
he
fact that
knew
he knew
that.
that the whole
He
time, dude.
knew.
I mean,
He's like, I am the head game, bitch.
So
yeah.
I got an issue with that little hockey puck thing that has the transmissions on it. That's
Yeah.
like, yo, the kids are here. Why would you just leave something on that that's not password protected? That very
Yeah, right.
sensitive information that could easily be lost, which is exactly
Yeah.
what happened. So what's she gonna do with that? Is she gonna try to go to Vader with it and be like, or is she gonna try to go get the kids and get Vader to come to her?
I mean, is she gonna be able to live through it? I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but like, is she gonna be alive?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think they showed
So,
her looking at that for no reason though. Like,
nah,
I mean,
dude,
and
I
she
don't
looks
think so
over at it and it's
either.
like, what are you gonna do with that?
Yeah. Well, and I think that that's like part of her the wrap up to her story, in my opinion, is going to be like she knows that Anakin has kids, and she's going to take that literally to the grave with her. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's Boba Fett during the like I think it was during sometime during Empire Strikes Back. Boba Fett is the one that tells Vader that he has kids.
Hmm.
So I'm wondering if he acquires that information from killing her,
Yeah,
if Vader doesn't get to.
I could see that happening.
Or he finds that little thing after it's been scavenged.
Because you got to remember a lot of these characters at the end of this season or this show is going to be put in place for episode 4.
Yeah,
So
but we'll see what they do. I've been enjoying it so far more than I thought that I would, and we got what, one episode left before they wrap it up.
Yeah, I think so.
So I mean, we'll see how they close this story out. It's an interesting idea going with the Leia perspective on all this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a surprisingly cool thing that they did, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And just like I want more Vader. I just want a Vader series. Like
mhm.
that's just me. I just want a Vader series cuz like every time he shows up and does some fucking badass shit, I'm just like more of that, less of everything else, you know?
Mouth breathing. Yeah. Just
Yeah, dude. I get chills, man.
I
I'm like,
want I want a Vader show. I hope Kenobi could do it, but I just don't see there being enough runtime to finish his story, which is the main thing. But I want a sequence where we finally get an on-screen moment where Vader gives up trying to resurrect Padme and goes, "All right, I'm gonna kill the fucking Emperor,"
yeah,
because you got to think he was already planning to overthrow him.
yeah,
Like that wasn't just an idea he cooked up when he tells Luke, "Hey, join me."
yeah,
He was already in a mindset of like, "Fuck this guy."
yeah,
So I'm wondering if maybe if they do make the Vader show, if that's something that we get out of that is we get to see the deciding moment where Vader is gonna play the part, but secretly he's like, I'm just gonna fucking rule everything.
yeah. Man, that would be interesting, you know? But we'll see what they end up doing with it. I liked it. I like Ice Cube's son showing up and saving the day, you know? We got dude from fucking Silicon Valley showing up, you know? They got the band back together, you know?
yeah, he was like, being
So
a Jedi is hard. And it's like, you're not a Jedi.
yeah, right.
But
Yeah.
When
but
they
one
sent the little
thing,
girl up there, it's like, you better get your big ass up there. You can fit in that hole.
Yeah.
Send no 5-year-old up there.
Nah, dude.
uh, but one thing though that there's a glaring issue that's still happening, and it happened with Boba Fett, and as much as I've enjoyed Kenobi, it's happening with it as well. And it's that at the end of the day on Disney Plus, as far as those stories are concerned, nothing has beat the Mandalorian yet.
No.
And to me, that's the bread and butter of Star Wars right now is that show.
Yeah. It's gonna take a lot to beat that though, for real. You know, like it's been fucking incredible. Like, so But yeah, Obi-Wan final episode this week. Next,
Yeah,
yeah, this
tomorrow.
week. Yeah, my days are mixed up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So but we got a little bit of movie news here we can hit on real quick. Elvis director reveals a 4-hour cut of the film exists following the
Wow.
release. Yeah, following the release of Elvis, we may see a campaign for hashtag release the Lerman cut. The Australian director recently sat down with radiotimes.com confirming a 4-hour cut of the film exists. I mean, I have a 4-hour version, actually. He said, I do, but you have to bring it down to 2.5 hours. We don't know the exact scenes that aren't making their way to the movie. However, Lerman gave some hints as to what didn't make the final version of the film. I would have liked to lean into some of the other things more. There's so much more. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I shot, like the relationship with the band. I had to pare that down. And it's so interesting how the Colonel gets rid of them. The director continued. The relationship with his first girlfriend, Dixie, and later on how once he's caught up in a trap and how he's discombobulated and doesn't understand someone who's got such a hole in his heart like Elvis, constantly looking and searching for love and finding it on stage but nowhere else. Lerman revealed the iconic meeting between Elvis and President Richard Nixon was initially included in the film, but he decided to pull it. The addition to barbiturates and all of that, like what happens is he starts doing wackadoo things, like going down to see Nixon. I had it in there for a while, but there just comes a point where you can't have everything in. So I just tried to track the spirit of the character. Elvis will be Lerman's first time returning to the director's chair for a features film since 2013 when he helmed the Oscar-winning Great Gatsby. Since then, he's worked on a few short film projects as well as episodes of the Netflix series The Get Down. I mean, I'd watch a 4-hour cut of an Elvis movie,
Yeah,
you
and the
know?
one that's coming out, it's like 2 hours and 39 minutes, which is probably 10 minutes of credits, but
Man, it's a
Yeah,
plenty of movie though.
yeah. But still though, I mean, like, here's what they should do. If they want to make the big bucks, right? Here's what they do. They release the movie in theaters, get their nut that way, right?
mm-hmm,
Then they release a 4-part miniseries,
mm-hmm.
and they just do it like for 4 weeks. They could do it 4 days in one week, however they wanted to do it. Do an hour a piece, and then you get the full, the comprehensive Elvis story, basically at that point. And I don't think that you would be taking anything away from the film
No,
at that point. I think it would all be
it's the
strictly
extended
additive.
cut.
Exactly.
Put it on a
But
streaming
it's
service.
but an extended cut that's like 2 extra hours is another film.
Yeah,
But you
take
can't
the
make it
lead.
another film. Yeah. But you couldn't
Well,
make it another film because, like, it wouldn't make sense unless you had the 4-hour film, you cut it in
Yeah,
half. You know what I'm saying?
or just make it something even simpler, which I wish they would do this with other films that have, extended editions. Just when it goes to streaming, have it be an option. Do you want the theatrical or do you want the 4-hour director's cut?
Yeah.
Bam. Pick your poison.
I mean, you already know what I'm going for.
yeah, I want the 4.
Yeah. So maybe though, I don't think it'll ever be released, but maybe one day though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could
Well,
definitely see
you know,
something.
you know, homie's gonna have his cut on his shelf though.
Oh yeah. Well, I could definitely see them in like maybe 10, 25 years, something like that, doing a director's cut release of the
An
flick.
anniversary, yeah, birthday or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So I could definitely see that happening, but that's down the road. But maybe one day though. That's like that Freddie Mercury movie. Like, how much did they cut out of that? How much did they cut out of Rocket Man? You
yeah.
know? Like I mean, I'm sure that there's probably at least a whole nother hour worth of footage for both of those. But it be what it be. That's the problem with doing biopics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's so
You
much
gotta cram
story in
somebody's life.
yeah, in 2 hours, two and a
Yeah.
half hours, you know, like this ain't Saving Private Ryan, you know, this ain't a mission. This is a life.
This is fucking
So,
gods and generals, baby.
yeah, yeah, exactly, right? So Mike Judge revived Beavis and Butthead because he still loves doing the voices. We are days away from the return of television history's most dim-witted duo as the new film Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe premieres on Paramount Plus on June the 23rd. Ahead of the release, creator Mike Judge recently appeared at Newhouse Hollywood, per THR, to screen and speak about the film. He first explained how the return of Beavis and Butthead was finalized just before the start of the pandemic, meaning everyone involved had been working on the movie remotely. Also gives particular credit to Paramount Media, Networks, and MTV Entertainment Studios, Chris McCarthy and K.S. Hill Edgar, with pulling the trigger on the revival. They were the guys who took the risk and funded this whole thing. I'll never forget. We had lunch in March of 2020 on Friday the 13th, literally the day before the lockdown happened. I think Michael Rottenberg said they just want to know that you're not crazy, and I don't think I was. We sealed the deal literally the next day, and the whole world, or most of it, and the country locked down. We proceeded to make this entire movie without ever being in a room with one another, only on Zoom until tonight. We're finding out how tall everyone is. He also said there were a lot of reasons. Hold on, let me go back. Originally, Beavis and Butthead had a very successful run on television with 7 seasons airing on MTV from 93 to 97. First feature film adaptation, Beavis and Butthead Do America, hit theaters in 96. In 2011, Judge brought back the duo for an 8th season of Beavis and Butthead on MTV. In the years since, there have been rumors and chatter of another revival, but it has taken more than a decade to finally get the boys back on the screen again. As for why this new revival took so long, he says it is in part due to some friction behind the scenes. There was a lot of reasons. They did some stuff that violated agreements with me and things like that, but a sequel almost happened a few times. We did the new episodes in 2011 and it almost came back several times. About every 3 years, they wanted to do it again. So, and then he goes into this is why he wanted to do it. It's really fun to do. I hadn't done it in so long. It's not like I sit around and do the voices in my spare time or anything, but the band Portugal. The man asked me to do an intro thing for them at Coachella. We used a song or two of theirs for Silicon Valley, and so I did it and thought it sounded like Beavis and Butthead. Paramount wanted to do it, so I thought, why not? It had been a long time. There are people working on the new show that weren't born when it first started. Jesus
Damn.
Christ. Yeah, right. So I'm just excited to watch this, you
Yeah.
know? Like really, I'm just excited to watch this. And it's awesome that they finally got all the kinks worked out and I mean, it everything's going straight to streaming so they hey, I mean, they can do whatever they want to. You know,
Yeah.
like there's nothing that's going to be able to hold them back from not having more mature content in it or the only thing that might hold them back is music license if they decide to go that route with doing music videos, which I don't think that they would, but I don't know. We'll see what happens
Yeah.
whenever it comes
I'm
out.
sure Paramount has their access to quite a bit of
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
The pandemic probably helped this, man, because they could like really take their time. Like
Yeah. I mean,
it
and it
wasn't
kind of worked
rushed.
well, and it worked out perfect because it's animation. We all know how long it takes to animate something. So us finding out that they're working on it, the pandemic happens, and then everything on it's so weird. It's like everything stopped for what felt like 10 years, but it also felt like 10 years went by in an instant.
Yeah.
You know, it's the weirdest thing that's happened, you know, since I've been alive anyway. Um, and it's one of those things like I never thought about like, oh, Beavis and Butthead's coming out. You know, like no, I never
Hmm.
really thought about that unless we had a topic on the pod, of course. So that time just kind of flew by, and we're getting Beavis and Butthead. Oh
What's
yeah.
awesome, man, is there's a lot of good like social commentary to get into
Oh
with
yeah,
everything
for
going on in the
sure.
world. So I can't wait to see their take on it.
I know, right? I mean, are they going to tackle Black Lives Matter? You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Are they going to tackle like Pride Month? Do they even know what pride is? Like just
Awake.
the real,
Yeah.
yeah, the real definition of the word pride, you know?
I don't think they know any
So,
definitions.
so we'll see what they come out with. But yeah, man, I'm excited that comes out what, the
Yeah, a few
28th,
days. 23rd.
23rd. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, it
We'll be able
comes
to
out
watch it
in
next
2
week.
days.
I've actually changed the list to bump that up.
Oh yeah,
Because we can
hell yeah,
watch
dude.
that and then we'll do the last episode of Obi-Wan, which may be longer. So
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. So Travis, have you heard the news?
What news?
They're doing a live action version of Hercules with director Guy Ritchie.
Oh God.
And fans are freaking out because they want Danny DeVito to play Phil in the live action version of Hercules.
it's
This
funny
is what
because y'all
people
were
are.
saying that the other night.
I know we
We were
were
talking
right.
about like Danny DeVito's got to come back, right?
Yeah, yeah. So here are some quotes. Who cares about Hercules? Bring Danny DeVito back as Phil. Writes one DeVito fan in response to a tweet asking who should play Hercules. It really doesn't matter to me as long as Danny DeVito is in the live action or is the live action Phil, agrees another fan. Echoing many others, another tweet reads, if Danny DeVito doesn't reprise his role as Phil in the new live action Hercules, I'm revolting. Literally no one can play this role. Clearly, the fans have spoken. And while there have been some different names batted around for the other characters, it's unanimous that the people want DeVito as Phil, and there doesn't seem to be any room for discussion on the matter. Whether Disney ultimately does this is to be seen. But we'll figure it out, you know?
Well, remember when they made the movie, they kind of made the characters look like the people doing the voice. Like James Woods,
Exactly.
Hades looked like James Woods with blue
Yeah,
hair
yeah,
that was on
yeah.
fire. So even bringing him back, he was
Mm,
perfect. Yeah, that probably ain't gonna happen. But what about old
there's a
Bobcat? He don't do the voice no more. You know, like
that
Mhm.
would be awesome if they brought Bobcat back to do that. There's another petition going around for the Hercules live action film. I don't know if you guys have heard about this or not. There's a massive, massive petition to have one of the most beloved actors of our generation play
Bruce Campbell.
Hey Hades. Yes, dude.
Oh, I'm down.
That is absolutely it. To play Hades, man. Could you imagine? I mean, the swagger, dude.
Yeah,
The
the
Hades
delivery.
swagger. Yes, exactly. The chin.
Yeah,
We can't forget about the chin, dude.
that
I
would
would
be
be down
perfect.
for that. You could get him cheap. You know that like the Hades performance was over the top anyway,
Yeah,
you know? So
he's Mister Over the Top.
exactly, right? So a couple of picks for Hercules have been Taron Egerton and Henry Cavill. Liam Hemsworth, Will Poultier, and Aaron Taylor Johnson are among other names that have been floated by fans on social media. In the case of Cavill, it's not the first time fans have wanted him to play Hercules, as Russell Crowe played Zeus in the MCU, also had them clamoring for Cavill to become the MCU's Hercules as well. Um, I mean, could you imagine? I mean, it's Guy Ritchie, right?
Yeah.
So who's Statham playing?
Oh,
That's you see what I'm saying? Statham.
he's like, I'm Apollo, the sun god. By the way, his name is
So
Hades.
yeah, its name is 80s.
Yeah. 80s? 80s. You're saying
80s.
80s, like the year? No, 80s.
Yeah.
Still
The
sounds like
H is
80s, man. Yeah.
silent. So, I'm actually looking forward to this, man. Hercules was one of my favorite animated Disney flicks.
Yeah.
Um, you know, great music, great fucking voice acting, great story. And, like, I would love to see them, you know, in the animated version, they kinda condensed a lot of the trials and stuff down into a
Mhm.
montage, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But there's some stuff that they left in there that was really cool and dark, like when he fought the Hydra and stuff, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
I would love for them to, you know, of course, elaborate on this a little bit and do some different things with it, and I think that they could do that for sure. You could almost do that whole montage-esque feeling to it because, I mean, they could do it without the music, right? They could do it without the singing and the dancing
Yeah.
and the chicks on the clay pots and everything, you know, but, um, they could do a lot of cool stuff with this, man, and it could be the best Hercules movie
I'm
we've got
kind of
so far.
excited that it's Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, I know,
I want it to
right?
be over the top.
80s.
Yeah. I mean, it's kinda gotta be. Look, it's a Hercules movie.
Yeah,
But
exactly,
that's the
right.
thing is who they get to play him, like, he's gotta
Yeah,
be big, be able to do the
yeah,
comedy. I really don't wanna see Thor play Hercules. I really
yeah, I
don't.
mean
So,
yeah,
it's just a little too on the nose, but
yeah.
they'll find somebody.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They should just get a no name to do it, man.
Yeah.
Just go to the gym and pick the buffest dude out. He'll do it.
Yeah.
80s. Oh, next up, Melissa McCarthy, Hugh Grant joined the cast of Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted, the Pop Tart story.
Uh-huh.
So, comedian, writer, actor, and producer Seinfeld is now making his directorial debut with a film about everyone's favorite breakfast pastry. Set in Michigan in 1963, Unfrosted, the Pop Tart story centers on a bitter rivalry between Kellogg's and Post, two cereal makers, and a race to create an innovative breakfast pastry. The Hollywood Reporter reports that Melissa McCarthy, Hugh Grant, Amy Schumer, Jim Gaffigan, and James Marsden will star in the comedy alongside Seinfeld. Described in its press release as a tale of ambition, betrayal, sugar, and menacing milkmen. Jack McBrayer, Tom Lennon, Adrian Martinez, Bobby Moynihan, Monahan,
Monahan, that's
uh,
it.
Monahan, yeah. Max Greenfield, Christian Slater, and Sarah
Whoa.
Cooper will round out the sweet supporting cast. Produced by Netflix, Seinfeld is directing from a script he wrote with Spike Ferriston, Andy Robin, and Barry Martyr. Per the Hollywood Reporter, Seinfeld, Ferriston, and Bowman will produce. Uh, Sherilyn Martin, Andy Robin, and Barry Martyr will act as executive producers. Unfrosted is based on a bit from 2020 stand-up set. Okay.
I hope they do like you know that movie The Founder, which is the
Yes.
story of
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's. So I
Yeah.
picture it kind of being like that with a little more comedy.
Yeah, right.
They're fighting to get this Pop Tart out. Like,
Yeah, over the top a little bit.
yeah. It is
Yeah.
coming. It's a Netflix thing. So
Yeah. Why not, you know? But that's cool. I'd like to see, Seinfeld's directorial debut, and, I mean, he's writing it, so you know that there's gonna be
airplane
some good
jokes.
little
Uh-huh.
zingers in yeah.
Yeah.
"Boy, am I arms tired."
Yeah.
So, last up here, Chris Evans wants to get his Little Shop of Horrors remake back on track. So Chris Evans is spreading his wings since departing the role of Captain America in the MCU, currently appearing as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in Pixar's Toy Story spin-off movie, Lightyear. Evans has been thinking about the future and other projects that he would like to be involved in, as well as expressing an interest in joining the Star Wars franchise. The star would also love to return to the Little Shop of Horrors project that almost got off the ground before the COVID pandemic hit and shut everything down. In a time when musicals and nostalgia are big business, a reboot of the story of an alien man eating plant that was originally released in the 1980s seems like a no brainer, and that this is what Evans is hoping Warner Brothers are thinking. Little Shop of Horrors was released in 1988 and was adapted to was an God damn it, was an adaptation of the stage musical, which itself was based on an old Roger Corman movie that is probably best known for featuring a small turn by Jack Nicholson in one of his first screen roles. The musical movie starred Rick Moranis as Seymour, a downtrodden flower shop worker who ends up under the control of Audrey II, the smooth and persuasive plant that wants to take over the world. So anyway, Evans did a interview here. It said, "I was supposed to do Little Shop of Horrors a couple years ago, and then COVID happened, and then there were budget issues, and I think actually the director might have jumped off the project, but that was a heartbreaker. That's my favorite musical. I even thought about posting my audition just to stir the pot, just to see if I could poke Warner Brothers a little bit, to see if maybe for the first time ever I could get some fan reactions to let them know, come on, guys, make this thing. I sang the dentist song for my audition and I got it on my phone. And I always think, is this crazy to post this? No, Chris Evans. It is not crazy to post that. You should do it immediately, you know? Little Shop of Horrors, dude.
I mean, he's been getting some fan reactions here lately, but it ain't about this.
Yeah.
But anyway, I
Yeah.
I have a hard time picturing him like playing like he wants to do the main.
I think that he wants to produce it and possibly I don't think he wants to star it.
Okay, because I'm like, you need a little puny. He can't do the Seymour
Well, it's gonna
role.
have to be
Like
Tom Holland, right?
someone other than it's got to be someone kind of small and
Yeah, scrawny.
wiry, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, yeah. No, they just bring fucking, dude back.
Yeah,
They do a legacy
there
sequel,
you
dude.
go. Yeah, 40 years
Ye
later, or whatever. Like,
Oh, could you
oh, that's
imagine?
it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Bring Rick Moranis back. He's
They
like, "Not
got like
again."
they got
Audrey
like
3.
yeah, he's got the plant. They got kids. You know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. So,
That could be something.
it could. I mean, I would watch it, But, maybe it'll get made though. Like, if he's that passionate about it, why not? Like, why not post your audition? You know what I mean? Like, I would. If I had an audition for it, shit, you better back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if I was him, I'd probably stay off the internet for the next couple of months, and maybe they
Yeah.
get that made.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
yeah.
been running his mouth here lately.
Yeah, there's been, some reactions to that Buzz Lightyear flick.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't know what
I
about. I
mean,
haven't seen it yet, but
I haven't either, but
I did hear that
apparently
it's Pixar's better Interstellar. I'm like, better than Interstellar?
yeah, what? Um, I don't know, there's something about a kiss or something that happens. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I don't.
anyway,
Yeah,
yeah, I haven't watched it. I can't comment on it. But is he freaking out?
he said some stuff.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I haven't seen any of the buzz about that.
Well, there was
I mean,
something about it not being released in some Arab countries because of that, in places where they'll stone you to death if you do stuff like that. So it makes sense that
yeah, yeah.
they probably don't want that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, he went out there and was like calling them names, people that are like that. And it's like, yeah, dude, you don't.
It's different culture though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
anyway. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know anything about any of that, but yeah, different culture. You can't expect everybody in the world to be the same.
No.
I mean, I fucking hated Wonder Woman. There's a lot of people that liked it.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with some of those people? So, but that's all the movie news that I saw. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on about like the future of Marvel, the future of DC, a lot of hearsay.
Yeah.
I mean, really, that's about it.
That's every week.
Yeah, I have to sift
The
through the
future of
Marvel and
Marvel. It's like,
yeah,
goddamn.
the future of Marvel and DC
Did we read this
hearsay
one
to
last
get.
week?
Yeah, I know. I got to try to keep track of all this shit, but you know, it's all good though. Beavis and Butthead's coming out.
Yep.
The last episode of fucking Obi-Wan's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, it's great. It's a great time to be alive. Morbius wasn't complete dog
That
shit like I
bad,
thought it was
yeah.
gonna be. Yeah, like
I think that helped though.
yeah, all
All
that
the internet
reaction.
stuff and just like when I
Yeah,
watched it, I was like, "Oh, this is
yeah, this ain't that
terrible." Like,
bad.
seen
Yeah,
worse.
yeah, absolutely, man.
You nailed it with it. It was like Venom. Like
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
the
It's like
same
Venom.
studio. Like,
Yeah, hit the same beats and
yeah,
everything.
missed the same opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got an opportunity jar, and every time they miss one, they put a quarter in it, you know?
yeah. It's
So,
overflowing.
yeah, dude. They might get
The
enough money to make
opportunity jar
a sequel.
overfloweth.
Yeah, yeah. I know my opportunity jar overfloweth. Opportunity to straight show up and show out, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers don't know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. They don't have to know. Well, we got some trailers.
Yeah, I ran across this Tulsa King. So this is from the people that made that that ranch show, Yellowstone.
Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's one of the writers of Yellowstone is branching off and doing this, and it's like a mob type,
Ooh,
and he's gonna
okay.
play a mob boss. And it's just a teaser, but I was like, I saw this teaser and was like, yes,
Okay.
down with that. Like,
Is it down with the sickness?
it's only 30 seconds, but he's like, it's down with the sickness, you know?
Yeah. His name was Doggy. I'm ready.
Are you ready, Trav?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Like he's old enough to
Oh
be playing
shit.
this part now, you know? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's all you get.
Damn.
But
It's
I
the day
was like
before my
interested.
birthday. Yeah, yeah. Might have to check that out. I ain't shit in Tulsa too. That's why he's like, "Are you fucking
Yeah,
serious?" Yeah. Fucking Tulsa. Is this about fucking Monroe?
it is.
Oh.
The biopsy.
All right, I'm excited. I like Marilyn Monroe.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Blonde. Oh, what's happening? Is this? Yeah, it's Marilyn.
I like the
They're
way
gonna
it's
be in black
shot.
and white. Yeah.
I hope so.
Uh,
Ah,
but they're making the color look old.
yeah.
Got that almost pastel look to it.
Mhm.
What crazy looks like.
Yeah, right. That's what a lot of my
NC
ex-girlfriends look like.
17.
Ooh, we might see some titties.
Ugh.
I mean, fuck yeah, dude. Bros, what is this about?
All right, dude. The only reason now I dropped this, so that's Billy Eichner on the left. I've
Uh-huh.
never seen him in a movie or anything. Like he's just always doing that Billy on the street, loud, gay character, which
Yeah,
I think is just him, not a character. But
right.
like he's like playing. He's still gay, but it's just he's acting.
Okay.
And I was like, oh shit, Billy's got some fucking acting chops, dude.
Let's fucking see it, man.
That Billy on the street shit's so funny, dude. Like
Yeah, it is.
Him running around yelling at people, putting a mic in their face. But yeah, I'm queuing up bros. All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Like at first, I was like, "Is that Billy Eichner?" I mean, look at him.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? It even looks like it was shot by the people that did Community.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Mhm. He's a download brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. My bad.
Oh. Yeah.
Bros. All right.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? Dude, that last Puss in Boots trailer was so funny. I had to drop the second one
Okay. Okay.
just to see.
I
Comments are turned
mean,
off. Ugh.
fuck.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. That is Antonio Banderas, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I love this animation style.
Yeah. I am no lab cat. Oh shit, it's a crazy cat lady.
Many pickles.
Oh shit. Kitty softballs. It looks funny, man.
Yeah.
Really cool animation.
Yeah.
The Last Wish. I'm a therapy dog. You want to rub my belly? A hard pass.
So it's kind of like that Brad Pitt movie where all the assassins are on the train,
Yeah,
except it's fairy tale assassins. That's kind
it
of a
is.
genius idea. Yeah. Is this
It
the
is.
Matilda? Are they remaking Matilda?
I think it's supposed to be some kind of musical. I don't know.
What? Yeah, it says musical here.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this better have Danny DeVito in it too, you know?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real, right? Shit.
Well, let's see. 3, 2, 1, play.
Crunch them all.
Damn. Oh, I remember the lady that was like kind of. Yeah, I don't know about this. Uh huh.
Okay. God damn. All right.
Quality over quantity. What they
Couldn't she
say.
like move shit with her mind?
Yeah, she's got like powers.
So it's like Carrie, but like,
The Disney version.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly,
No
right.
blood.
Yeah, yeah. No horror, no blood. What is fucking
Dude,
Brahmastra?
I saw a clip from this trailer
Uh huh.
and I had to put the trailer in here.
Is this a Bollywood?
It is. It's as over the top as that other trailer we watched.
We've got to get up on this shit, dude.
They be
I
making
still
some
want to
epic bangers, dude.
Yeah. It says that this is a three-part film franchise and the beginning of India's first original universe, the Ostraverse. Dude, I mean,
Uh huh.
come on. Let's fucking do this, man. I'm excited.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. That was the clip
I
I saw.
mean,
I was like,
dude.
huh? Oh, Captain Planet, dude. I mean, come on, you know?
We've got to watch one of these, man.
Yeah, it's a strange connection.
Yeah.
I wish I knew what the fuck is going on.
All the epic slow motion turns.
Yeah.
Look, do they just keep happening? Like, there's 11 million reporter. I feel like I just watched a short film.
I mean, I kind of want to
What's
check it out,
happening,
dude.
dude? That's a lot, right? Like going on. Like,
Yeah. That's how you do a trailer. You
they
have no
go
idea
all
what the
out,
fuck's
dude.
going on. Yeah, right.
Just put all the CGI in the trailer. That movie looks like
Holy
it's like
shit.
97% CGI. Like, just
I'm fine with it though. The hot seat.
we had to
This is
drop a
where
Mel Gibson.
it's got Kevin Dillon in it too. They must be a fucking acting team now. Wherever you go, I go.
Yeah. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. How long is that screen? Okay. Patience, Old Yeller.
That's the dude from fucking what you call it? Jason Lee. My name is Earl.
Oh, yeah, it is him. With a haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bomb on his chair. I want to play a game with you. We got Mel Gibson disarming a bomb again.
Yeah.
You're in the hot seat now. Whoa.
Podlocked, right?
I mean, dude, the image quality
Yeah.
looks like it was about from 15 years ago. And even
Yeah.
the sound, you can tell it's not a proper Hollywood flick,
No.
especially with the hackers talking.
So we got some fucking patent on our hands over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love my dad. All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh God.
Oh, he's going to catfish him.
What?
I'll never block another family member.
Yeah, for real. God damn, dude.
Never thought about that happening.
I gotta tell Trav about the fucking Facebook send me money hit me up the other day, and I gave him a sob story that was absolutely incredible that they offered to send me money, Trav.
Wow.
I told him that I got locked up for breaking what was it? It was I stole some money. I stole some money from somebody. I can't remember exactly how I said it, but I told him that I got locked up because of some kind of cyber crime, and that I got released from prison. You know, I did my time, but now all my bank accounts and everything, like I can't access like certain computers and things like that. Which I mean, they're messaging me on Facebook anyway, um, and told them that like my money is locked up for 14 days so that the government can verify, you know, my paycheck and what I spend money on. So I can't withdraw any money out of my account. And I just gave them this big long sob story. I'm living out of my car. You know, my wife left me. Like I just went on and on and on. And at the end of it, they're like, I can send you money. And I'm like, I don't want, no, don't send me no money. They're like, no, we'll send you money. And I'm like, nah. Then they finally quit fucking with me after that. So felt pretty good about that.
What they
Good
were
to
probably
plug.
thinking was we could send this guy money, we could get him on board, and he could help us hack if he's that good,
Yeah,
you know? Like,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
we'll make friends with
Right.
him.
Yeah. So I love fucking with people like that though. It's just so much fun. But we've got some more Kung Fu Panda action
I
here.
think this is a series. Gonna be on
Okay. Okay.
Netflix. I like this guy's comment. He says Netflix never fails to disappoint, always brings out the worst of best ones.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
That's wow.
So let's see. It should be Jack Black, right? Better be.
I don't I don't think he does the voice anymore. Because there's been like 8 Kung Fu Panda series. There's been like 12 movies. I don't think he does the voice anymore of Poe. But we'll see. I might be wrong.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Oh, so he's back. Okay.
Back in Black.
Yeah.
I've only seen one, the first Kung Fu Panda movie. I don't know how many.
Yeah.
That was like 2008.
Oh, they got an Infinity Gauntlet? Holy shit.
The Wandering Blade.
I mean,
The way they were looking around, what's the deal with these weasels? Just straight up an Infinity Gauntlet, dude.
yeah.
Clokey.
Man, it looks like a fun little family series there. We got Infinity Gauntlets. We got
Yeah. Weasels.
Grapple. Yeah. What's up with these weasels?
The way they were looking around, all weaselly.
Yeah.
That's like the best part of the trailer, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. What is up with these weasels? Prize Fighter. Got Russell Crowe in it.
Remake on Prime. All right. 3, 2, 1, play. What did he say?
Oi, bouncer! Mm-hmm.
Is this the same movie?
Yeah.
The trailer swap? Oh. Hmm.
The Russell Crowe really made a choice, didn't
You
he?
really made a choice, dude. He sounds like the butcher from The Boys.
Yeah.
That's what he sounds like. I voucher. It's like, huh? Him or
They
me?
start, yeah, they start out the trailer so strong. Oi,
Got a little
codename
fucking,
Banshee.
yeah, got a little Antonio Banderas.
Oh,
You will eat the shit off my booty. What is he gonna be in it? Like, they
I
put
love this
these
comment.
people in there and you see them for like 3 seconds and they're gone.
Yeah, right here. I love that all these old school Hollywood action heroes, Banderas, Willis, Stallone, Gibson, and others are putting out these low plot, high octane 80s style action movies. I'm so down for all of it. I mean,
Good way to look at it.
yeah, right.
You love
Low
it.
plot.
Kick back. There's gonna
Yeah.
be more.
Yeah, for real, right? Let's do it, man.
I'll start referring to them. It's not a B movie. It's a low plot movie. It's just
Yeah,
action, high
yeah,
octane.
yeah. High octane, low plot.
What were your thoughts on the movie, guys? It was a little low plot for me.
Yeah, but it was high action, high octane. All right,
Got the juices flowing.
3, 2, 1, play. Code name Banshee.
Oi.
Oh, that's him with red
I
hair.
know. Yeah.
He's like, "Happy Father's Day," you know.
Oh shit.
Mm, low plot for sure.
Yeah. High octane.
Mm. Mm.
I mean, high octane for sure, right?
Low plot.
I'm here for it though, man.
We got the new teaser trailer. Supposed to have the Guardians reveal in it.
Okay. Let's see this.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Thor's so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so colorful.
Yeah.
I feel like Christian Bale's gonna put on a wacky ass performance too.
Yeah, right.
That out?
I'm ex- no, not
I think it's out. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
yeah. July the 8th. So definitely gonna go peep that, you know? So next week we got Beavis and Butthead.
Oh,
We got Obi-Wan final episode. So Trav, did you know that Miss Marvel series is out right now too?
Yes, I watched the pilot.
What'd you think?
Uh, I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but I mean, it's still part and parcel with everything else going on.
is it
Well,
targeted at younger people?
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's for the new guard, but
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's still presented like a movie, like a Marvel film and everything, but it's all about getting the next wave of the kids into it.
well, let me ask you this. Like there's a little bit of outrage on social media about this because people weren't watching it, right? And of course, if people aren't watching a TV series or a movie, it's not because of the writing, it's not because of the acting or the directing. It's all about people and their lack of not being able to grow as individuals, be able to accept all this stuff, right?
Yeah,
Or it could be the fact that Disney thought it was a good idea to release that series while fucking Obi-Wan's happening.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna be mad at anybody because people aren't watching this, I didn't even know it was out
Yeah.
until
I
I
had no
saw
idea.
yeah, until I saw it on Twitter. You know why? Because, like, in my mind, it's like we get, Moon Knight, and then after Moon Knight comes out, Obi-Wan comes out, and then after Obi-Wan comes out, Miss Marvel comes out, and then after Miss Marvel comes out, I think fucking, Andor or whatever, something Star Warsy comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my head, they're not making the decision to run these things simultaneously. There's always been like at least a week to 2 week break in between either a Marvel or a Disney series that's fixing that air.
well,
Why?
I feel like it's less of that really because there's only really been 2 to 3
There's
episodes
two
of
out.
overlap. Yeah, there's only been like that much overlap with Obi, and it's wrapping up tomorrow. And so it's gonna have its moment to kind of bounce back, but I feel like that's gonna possibly shine a lot on the reality that maybe just no one doesn't have an interest in the show.
Well, I mean, I think it'll bounce
Not
back too.
because of and not because of the team or any but I mean just people just the demographic it's aimed at probably just doesn't care.
Yeah. I mean, that's a
I mean,
possibility.
it could be a million other things other than the hateful ones, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and that kind of shit, man. It's like, yeah, like let those people live in their own ignorant boxes, man. Like,
Yeah. Well, and that's my point right there. It's like if I first of all, if I would have known it was out, I would have made an effort to at least try to watch it. I found out about it like I don't know, a day or two, maybe 3 days ago. And it's one of them situations where it's like, I mean, I've got Obi-Wan's happening right now. Like,
Hmm.
why? Why would you ever think that it's a good idea? I don't know.
well,
Anyway.
it will the only thing that kind of made me not like not really not follow up with episode 2 was simply because like even though it is a different story to a degree, it's kind of telling in certain respects, the same thing that Hawkeye was telling with her origin. Not that necessarily there's a hero that saved her, but she's inspired by a hero. She wants to be like them. She gets to become them, and then rinse repeat. It's the same story that Hawkeye kind of did, introducing Kate Bishop. And maybe I've only watched that first episode. I haven't read a whole lot of Miss Marvel, and like I said, it wasn't something that scratched my interest completely, but I do plan on finishing it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna check it out because I mean, it's Marvel, right? Like we're definitely gonna you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, what I
but
might do is wait for it to come out, see if there's any crossover required viewing in it, and I'll base my decision then. But I mean, my lack of interest isn't because of whatever stupid talking point that might be in the news or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I did see
Well,
an
heavy.
article that said that a Doctor Strange 2 mystery had been solved by Miss Marvel, but I don't know what it was. I didn't read it. I
Yeah.
just saw that headline. So they've trickled, did you know, a little salt and pepper,
Yeah.
maybe in the second episode. I don't know.
Right.
That's
I mean,
looking at.
I didn't find out about it until Heavy Spoilers. He's the one that originally responded because somebody, I don't know if it was a news outlet or if it was a blogger, somebody like that was like, "This is unacceptable. It's okay for fucking blah 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 with Obi-Wan, but it's unacceptable blah 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 whenever it's Miss Marvel aimed at a younger audience, a female character, blah blah blah." And he like replied to it, and he was like, "Most people probably don't even know that this is out. You know why? Because Obi-Wan's out.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why would they release them like that? Like, and you're right, Trav, but like, if there's 2 episodes out now, we'll say 3 episodes that come out, within the same week or on the same week. Obi-Wan was technically 5 episodes long. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, they dropped 2 episodes at one time, and then you had 4 additional weeks after that first week that they could have just held off. It's a month. What anyway, I don't know.
But I think it's probably gonna bounce back after everyone wraps up with Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I think and it's not might not be a bad thing either because like
There could
my
be
whole
enough by then there's gonna be a small stack of episodes. People are
yeah,
gonna start burning through them, and then
exactly.
gun ho, they're caught up, and then suddenly it's gonna be, you know, a banger.
Yeah.
Dude, they're even releasing them on the same day.
Yeah,
They
why?
drop on Wednesday. Yeah, third episode drops tomorrow. It's like, why would you do that the same day? I guess it doesn't matter because it's a streaming service, but we're all caught up in
Right.
Obi-Wan right now. We're rehashing shit from the past.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no past to
You
the
got time for
future.
you got time for Miss Marvel.
Yeah. So,
I'll be happy to check it out later.
Everybody's thirsty for Vader right now.
I mean, Vader go hard in the paint, dude.
Dude, I saw a thing on Twitter the other day that was like, will um will Obi-Wan kill fucking dude in the last episode? It's like, no, he
Yeah.
won't. That's not what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
This is a
What?
prequel.
Yeah.
Like we know.
Jesus Christ. But that says a lot though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That anyway, that says a ton. But yeah,
Well,
next
one
week,
of
man.
I guess one of the last comments on Kenobi though is in that fight sequence. I really like how they wove it in and out to make the fight on Mustafar like it hits differently now,
Yeah, right.
even to the point where Anakin bests him and tells him like it's over, like instead of we get the classic it's over, I have the high ground,
Yeah.
like the parallels and all of that was really well done.
You were the chosen one.
I hate you.
Yeah. I you.
Uh,
Like it couldn't be farther from the truth.
Fava?
Father.
Yeah. 80s.
I will say the one thing Kenobi got right though was getting the fuck off Tatooine.
Yeah, right. Been nice to see other things, even though it's been like bunkers the whole
I
time,
feel like I feel like it's gonna end possibly either with a big reunion of Leia and it's gonna end on Alderaan, which would be kind of a downer because we know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Um, but a couple buddies at work and myself included are kind of hoping that maybe one of the last sequences of Kenobi is going to be a well hidden Liam Neeson cameo where we either see Qui-Gon's Force Ghost and he starts going, "All right, Kenobi, time to show you how to do this shit."
Yeah, I keep hoping they're going to show that.
Ian,
I
Because
think they
I mean,
will.
that's kind of what needs to happen, man.
Yeah, I think we'll see it. Hopefully.
yeah,
If not,
fingers
missed
crossed.
opportunity. Like,
Yeah,
For
it'll be like
sure.
Venom. Be Venom all over again, dude.
I believe this last episode's gonna have a pretty hefty runtime too.
Yeah,
I think rumors stating it's about an hour and a half or somewhere in that range.
hell yeah.
So hopefully there's plenty of screen time to wrap this shit up.
Oh, I'm sure there will be. But yeah, that's all I got.
hell yeah. The check's in the mail.